Let me start by quickly saying if you don't want spoilers for Act 4, leave this video immediately and go watch my Argenta guide that has no spoilers. For everyone else, now that enough time has passed, I want to show off what my builds actually do, because my guide for 1.6 didn't show off combat, because obviously I was avoiding spoilers. But I genuinely make the strongest builds in the game, and rather than just try to convince you with words, I'm going to show you, and then we're going to do some crazy testing to see what the top end potential of my builds are by editing some boss HP. So, here we are using Cassia to apply her basic buffs. So we've got 2 Navigator buffs and the Officer buffs coming in, as well as Tenets of Retribution, which is obviously from the Black Signet Ring of the Inquisition. This is basically the only buff route that I use if I do use buffing, because I don't really need to overbuff. I could, and I could probably make some really good Reddit screenshots, but yeah, ideally I would not use buffs at all, but for unfair you do need some, because initiative is bad. If enemies get turns, they will one-shot you, so you kind of want to do some stuff for that. I am going to use my Commissar here to give Abelard some buffs, and the reason for that is mostly so I can get initiative for Finest Hour, so I don't have to worry about attack economy. This entire setup is what the devs call unintended gameplay using Finest Hour turn 1. I am going to shoot Cassia in the back to give her a little damage buff. For some reason my Summary Execution hasn't procced because I didn't see the opening on her back, but I'll try and work that out later. And I will give her Dogmatic 4 to ignore armor. So if I swap back to Cassia, apparently I'm slightly under it, so I will just give Cassia to blast something. If I put, actually, no, if I put that on the boss I won't get this. What can I see? What can I see? You'll do. Blah. Oh yeah, 122 Cassia, big nukes everyone. I'll make a post on Reddit about how Cassia's the main damage. Anyway, so Argenta with buffs already at 16 rate of fire. This is why we used Arc Militant instead of Master Tactician, because you build it up. Like, people ask me all the time, what's the strongest tier 2? Is it Bounty Hunter? Is it Master Tactician? Is it Arc Militant? And it is by far Heavy Gunner Arc Militant. It is hilariously not even close. So even with minimum buffs here, I'm probably going to do more damage than you've ever seen with Argenta, unless you've previously watched my videos. So I'm just clearing a couple of enemies here so I get Revelant Slaughter. This is going to allow me to stack some more agility to damage, and I'll also get a few more stacks of versatility. The more versatility you have, the more you'll actually build up your rate of fire. Fudge it. I said I wasn't going to go too crazy on buffs, but why not? Let's put an Analyze Enemy and a Joint Analysis, so my first few shots will actually get Pascal bonuses from Int. It's probably more buffs than I normally use an entire run, actually, just here. Nothing else like markers, whatever, but it does matter about lowering this guy's defense, because I'm going to ignore defense anyway. So I'm going to use Devastating Attack to use the Flamer to put Blinded on, which will increase the critical damage for all my shots. Some things that we do with our Arc Militant. I clicked Rapid Fire, but that's not for this attack. That's going to be for the follow-up attacks. I could put Concentrated Fire just so you can sort of see the damage, like minimal buffing, 1217 there. Not bad, especially because no great degraded defense. And then if we do a full burst fire here, so 29 shots for, there we go. Boom. Okay, one bursted. So first hit did 1700 damage, the rest all did 900, going up to 1000 plus. So what's that? 28 times 1000 would be 28,000, then another 2,000 probably coming in if all the ones go over and under. So yeah, probably easily around 30k. Not bad for not going too crazy with buffs. But we can do a lot more. This build can self-buff itself. I always design my builds to self-buff. Whilst external buffs, dirty, internal buffs, great. So let's see what we can do more of this by going to the Daybreak Encounter. So, same build, one level higher. I am using Toy Box to get the 1-star power armor early, because I want to show you what the max potential of this build is. And obviously you can't get this power until after this fight, and I don't want to go all the way to the shard just to show off what damage can do, because on this save file I've only got this far. So, level 54 is natural progression here. I am going to throw in some stims, because if we're going to see what the maximum potential of the build is and how much damage we can do to randomize, do it here. And I'm going to edit the boss's health. And like I said, if you're still here in this video, do not dare complain about spoilers, because you chose to be here, baby. So, ballistic skill, we want more of that. So, whilst Blessed Bolter Casing is probably the best item to have on Argenta here because it means that all your single shots never miss, I am going to borrow the Wolf Tooth Necklace to get that extra 15 ballistic skill. I could easily give her the Cerebral Inverter as well as Broad Expertise, and I would double stack my ballistic skill to increase my ballistic skill, so I could easily have over 100 ballistic skill before we start in combat, but I don't need to min-max that hard. So if I start the battle, same as last time, I'm going to use Inquisitor's Tenant. We're going to give Cassia's buff to Argenta. The reason we give Cassia's buff is buffing her willpower makes her Tense Retribution do more, as well as all stats coming in will make her do more of everything. Oh, for some reason, yeah, something glitched out and I'd lost Summary Execution in that last battle. I've added it back. I am planning ahead, so when you use Grand Strategist, you don't really set your zones for where you are. You set your zones for where you're going. Unless it's rear, then you're going to go to a main turn, and that's just to get -1 AP costs. But we're not doing any of that nonsense here, so I'm going to set that up for where we're going to go. Going to put Warp Curse on Urlon. And then I'm going to quickly just swap to my Commissar again. We're going to set up Argenta to ignore armor because this boss has like 250% armor. So we won't be able to see much damage unless we strip the boss's armor. So yep, we're going to throw on the Inspire and Linchpin. And then we're going to shoot her in the back. I'm also going to buff Abelard. The reason I'm buffing Abelard is he has Invigorating Resolve. So this will give Argenta, who's standing next to him, temporary health. So that way she can get shot and be absolutely fine. And Linchpin and Inspire, it's not going to do that much because I haven't stacked up my Tactical Resolve, but it's 51. So, Argenta's main turn. First thing we're going to do is activate Furious Recital, because as soon as we get Heroic Action, we will activate Furious Recital again. That's how this setup works. That's what the 1-star power armor does. So if I kick this dude, okay, he did. I've also got some other gimmicks here. I've put the auto kick augment on, so if I activate my Firearm Mastery, I get a second Furious Recital. So if I do a single shot and then use the Burst Laser Eyes, they stack versatility of each other. So I'm gaining versatility this way, and because I get a kill with my Heavy Bolter out, I also get an increased rate of fire. So more versatility, more rate of fire, which is kind of funny. And yeah, the Eye Laser itself does some crazy damage. It's an 11 burst, and each one of those is doing 200. So yeah, it's easily 2,000 damage there already. Let's kill you. And I've got 15-3 shots, by the way. And because of Arc Militant, I can actually move around this battlefield, which I wouldn't be able to do with other shots. Oh my god, that 11, but the 11 burst is actually getting up there now. So yeah, we'll do Urlon as well. We've got up to 14 versatility. Oof. Yep, that's him one shot as well. And this is just from the eye lasers. This isn't even using my main burst fire. So this chap is going to die as well. I could use the flamer as well. So let's see, what's my flamer damage doing here? It's over 1,000 damage already. And again, that's without concentrated fire. So that would be 3 times damage on top of that. So that's probably a 3,000 fire burst. So yeah, single shots doing over 700. These chaps, again, we're just going to take some single shots just to kill them. Each shot doing over 700. I'm going to take rapid fire just for versatility here. And for an extra rate of fire. So, Urlon's going to do his thing, and we're going to go to the next phase. So I'm going to skip this. Laugh at poor Kunrad. Skip this. So let's see what kind of damage we can do in here. And I'm going to have to edit the boss, because I will one-burst him. Already, I will kill him already. I don't need to do anything. Only playing an unfair, that guy is going to get one shot. So we will run and gun. We will activate another stack of Reverend Slaughter. Reckless Rush it. So we're going to be adding a lot of our agility. We'll have a look at our stats, and we'll also go to edit this guy's health. Can't remember if I have Fortress on this build or not, and I'm too lazy to check right now. Yeah, so Daybreak. Oh, he's only got 10k HP. That seems a bit low for unfair. I thought he was meant to have 20. No, the final boss has 20k. Yeah, he does only have 10k. Huh. It's really weak, actually, now that I think about it. That's it. All enemies. Where's Edge of Daybreak? Let's go nearby. There he is. So, if we look at his stats here, so we're using a little mod tool, and we're going to use it to increase this guy's health. So his health is currently 10,000. Do we want to do that, or do we want to do more? 2,000, that's gone wrong. 2 million? 2 million it is. It might change. At the moment, he's got 2 million HP now. So we will Devastating Attack, so we can put Blinded on him. This will, again, it will prime some of our militant talents. I'll activate Concentrated Fire just to see the kind of damage it's going to do, because his health is so high, we might as well. Okay, 2300. Then we're going to Galvanize our Augment, because that will actually give us more damage to our weapon. Then we'll activate a third Furious Recital. Even do 1000 damage there, direct. So let's pop on Rapid Fire. We're going to do a 47 round burst. And let's have a look here. Oh, get absolutely shredded. So this guy has 2 million HP. And because we're going to be lowering his stats, we're also going to be lowering his health. Ooh, so we've actually decreased his maximum health here. So because we dropped all of his stats to 1, he's gone from 2 million health to 1 million health. So we actually shredded a lot of his stats. And yeah, our damage is bloody exceptional here. So 45 hits, each doing around 3k, some doing more. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Then we can actually cheese up our stats a little bit here. So if I do a single shot, which will then focal emitter. I just realised if I activate Rampage, so I can have unlimited attacks here. So per AP attack, so 2k, 1k, and then all the 11 bursts at 700. And because this is building versatility, this will actually increase our heavy bolter's rate of fire, whilst also building our agility. And our agility will then also build up the damage that we're doing with our 2 stacks of Revenant Slaughter. The damage that I'm doing here is just absolutely exceptional. And yeah, we self-buffed to over 360 agility. So if I give this a little reload, which costs us 3 for now, but soon that will cost 1 AP, we can do... Yeah, we can do another really good burst here. Let's see what kind of damage it's going to do now. And again, I've not over buffed really. I could have bought a 5-man buff squad if I really wanted to. But yeah, also all of these shots have gone up to between 3 and 4k now. So for 37 shot burst, that's pretty good. 34 of them hit as well. So we are slowly shredding this man's health. Each individual shot, that one did almost 4k there. Yeah, let's get some more AP. This is why we bought Stim, so we could test some things. Also, I am going to find this out again from Cassia, because I did it from my Commissar, so 4k. And we'll see what the biggest burst in the game is that we can do here. But we can easily do over 1 million damage a turn, I think. Oh, okay, now the eye lasers themselves are getting to 1000 damage, so you notice that every time it gets stronger. Okay, so we'll reload here so we can do some burst fire. We capped out Degrade Defense ages ago, so it used to add 1000%, now it only adds 100% extra. But yeah, these bursts easily going from 3 to 4.5k. Yeah, and we're doing 38 shots. That first hit on 5.7. Oof. 5k on a single shot there, by the way. So that's higher than most builds will normally do, even with full buff squads. That's how well put together these are. Like, some people used to think that my builds were designed for endgame. Other people thought they were only good early game, and they dropped off. And it was like, no. I plan every single talent for every single level up for the entire run. It's why it sometimes takes me so long to get things together. And this is obviously a testing video rather than the full build guide. If you want to see the full build guide, do check out the Argenta one. I'm just being a little bit sneaky here again, and a little bit extra. We've maximized our stuff, and we'll give him a little kick. How much are we doing on the kicks? 542 kick. Yeah, no, we have messed up his health something obvious. Look at that 7 deflection. So we go back to Cassia, who can now apply a little bit more of those infusion buffs. Let's move him away from Argenta, actually, so she can take a burst shot. Then, yeah, Mend Reality. Then we'll Revel the Light. We'll move the front line to be around him. We'll also increase our bonuses that we're seeing here. So Combat Locust Stratagem. Then we'll move up. Do we want... Yeah, we want Rear Zone for the extra damage. So we'll pop that there. We'll put Warp Curse Unleashed on the boss. It won't add that much damage, but it's something. And we'll pop down Killzone Stratagem here. So now we'll find us our Argenta. This is still turn 1, by the way. So we'll Reckless Rush. We'll reload this guy. So we've increased up to 41 shots, which is pretty nice. So when we activate that, we'll also use our Devastating Attack on this burst. And, oh, we're going up to 50. Oof. Alright, so this is probably going to be the biggest burst that's ever existed in this game. Oof. Some of those individual shots hitting up to 5k. So his health has been obliterated. So remember, we edited him to 2 million health, and we've almost brought him down on turn 1. So a lot of people tell me to just use max sliders and like give enemies 60 times its HP, but like it won't stop me. It just won't stop me. My builds are too strong. All max sliders does is make the early game tedious, and people who just don't get that, they're never going to get that. We can do another 42 round burst. Why the hell not? Oh, actually, we could run and gun, do a 0 AP shot, and then do another burst. Let's really squeeze every penny. Some of those shots, 6k. Ooh, single shot doing 6k damage here. Alright, and then burst. So if we look at his health from 2 million, what is it going to be now down to? Oh, actually, we can also give him a little kick. A fair 825. Yeah. That's pretty good. So we dropped him from 2 million to 18k in a single turn. Well, a single round, shall I say. A single round. So obviously he's going to take his thing. Yeah, my guy's going to be so tanky that he's not even going to be able to hurt us. His stats will drop down to 1. Like, what was he expecting to do here? Yeah, 0 damage? Of course. Also, if they attack Argenta and she dodges, she's got the counter kick things. Oh, he died hitting. So yeah, tried to hit Argenta, she dodges, she kicks him in the dick for 2k. Boom. Kicks him for over 2k. These 2k counterattacks are probably doing more than some people's builds. So yeah, no, I think that should show it off. If we have Ulfar show off like sort of his damage when we do it. Like, so Ulfar has no direct buffs on him, but there is some cheesy things that I can show off with Typhoon. So I did want to quickly do that just so I could show off some little tech that I haven't discussed much. So I haven't done the Ulfar build guide yet. Actually, yeah, let's just shoot this guy. It will refresh our kick as well. But if, so one of the little things I want to show you is when you use the Typhoon Bolter, if you're planning to use Firearm Mastery, what you do is you rapid fire first to get 20, and then you hit Firearm Mastery. Now I have 26 single shot attacks. So then I'll have 26 free single shot attacks, as well as each kill will refresh my kick. So that's 26 single shots and 26 kicks that I just gained. So Ulfar, if I then give him Slicing Symbol, will generate MP on kick. So yeah, no, he'll easily get around and clear the map. His damage is also going to be quite good. So he's doing 1k per bullet. So yeah, 20 rounds, that 20k burst like that. And that's without buffs, completely without buffs. But yeah, that's one show off. My Argenta's strong.